Welcome to the Good Games Podcast, episode number 167. This is a show where we talk about video games and game-related things. My name is Frank from Palmanso, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the co-host of the show, Alex Nunez. What's up, sir?
Not much, man. Back from a Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, man. This past weekend was kind of crazy.
All over the place, yeah. Especially, everybody out in the Houston area. Goddamn.
Yeah, I know. Hurricane Harvey.
Harvey's a piece of shit. Now we got Irma and Jose out of the way.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. Wait, Jose? I didn't hear anything about Jose.
Jose is following Irma. It's like behind Irma.
And so, where is that supposed to strike?
I don't know what the path is yet, but it's like it's building up, and that's probably another one that's on the way. So anyone in the path, get prepared or get out if you can. I don't know what to say, but
yeah,
it's a bad situation.
They're saying Irma is a Category 5.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but definitely any people out in Houston, I hope everybody's doing well and being safe, and hopefully, you guys can get over. But yeah, that's it has been kind of a crazy week because of weather.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. You ask people, like, you do the small talk, like, oh, how's the weather out there? And it's like, have you heard?
Like, it's kind of been on the news lately.
Like, you're like, have you heard? It's kind of been pretty bad down south.
Yeah, it has.
But yeah. So how was your Labor Day weekend outside of that?
Oh, weekend's been cool. I actually went to my first fighting game tournament over the weekend. I hit up. I threw down at East Coast Throwdown.
Oh, Street Fighter V.
Yeah, Street Fighter V in like Fairfield, New Jersey. It's like 20 minutes from me, so I'm like, I can't not go.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I went there, headed out, and it was a cool time.
All right, how'd you do?
I scrubbed out.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, I scrubbed out. 0-2 sucks, but I had fun.
Sorry to hear that, man. What kind of setup was it? Was it like double elimination or single elimination?
Yeah, typical double elimination type of bracket.
Okay.
My pools was like super. I think it was like my Street Fighter pool was like the last set of pools on Saturday, so I didn't have to play until like 4:30 or so.
Okay, that's cool.
But I got there a little earlier. I got there around like 2:00, and actually, like the first thing I saw, like when I got into the main room, I was fucking shook, man, because on the big screen I was seeing King of Fighters Top 8 was about to kick off, and who do I see there sitting next to RF is my cousin in fucking Top 8. I'm like, what the shit?
Whoa,
you're here?
That's cool.
Okay. This is like fucking ridiculous. I was like, oh, all right. So I'm like hanging around and watching him fucking lose to RF. and then I get to talk to him after the fact, and I'm like, holy shit, this is okay. I knew he played fighting games, and I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was like going around tournaments and stuff. And yeah, turns out he does okay. He's really good at the Under Night games. I found out
the anime fighters.
Yeah, a lot of anime fighters. I found out that he beat Sonic Fox in, I forget which one, Uniel or Unist at Summer Jam like a few weeks ago.
Oh.
So he's like, all right, you doing okay?
He's doing all right for himself.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, that was a wonderful surprise just to like run into that like the first thing at the tournament. But it was a cool setup that they had, man. Got to see all the fighting game luminaries walking around and playing games, and I think on Saturday night while they were doing some exhibitions, I was like sitting to Nemo most of the night. I was like, okay, this is happening right now.
Cool. Well, so when you played, which characters did you lose to?
The first character I lost to was a Colleen, who was probably the best Colleen I've played so far. I guess when I play that matchup, I'm not used to Colleen being up in my face, and she was hitting me with a lot of buttons that I'm not used to seeing. So I was like, what? I wasn't sure. I didn't know what was plus and what was minus. So I was like getting counter hit left and right. And I was like, oh, holy shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working out. But the second match I lost to an Akuma, who I probably should have won against, but I don't know. I don't know if I was just already inside my own head and it was like done after that. But yeah, it just happened. Like I just went out. Wasn't happening.
Cool. I gotta try to make it out to like they have Xanadu here, and Xanadu's like 15 minutes away from my house. I gotta try to like make it out there one day, because like a lot of the top players here in VA go there, and some of the top players here in VA are some of the top players in like the regular tournament scene. So
right,
I gotta try to like do that. But that's cool, man. It's good. Good on you. Good effort. Next time, do better.
Yeah, I will.
Next time, don't suck.
It's hard not to suck, you know? It's really, it takes a lot of work to not suck.
Yeah, it does. It does. But that just means you just know what you need to do for next time.
Yeah. I did witness a travesty, though, at East Coast Throwdown.
What's that?
They had an arcade room and a bunch of like setups for different games and stuff. And they had a bunch of, the Japanese style sit down cabinets. And they had Windjammers there. And at least on Saturday, every time I walked past that, no one was playing Windjammers. I was like,
oh no.
What is... One time at Saturday night, I saw somebody eating their dinner on the Windjammers cabinet.
Oh
because
no.
It was like the one free space. I was like, yo, this is a goddamn travesty. How dare you?
Oh no. Windjammers, no. I hope this is not an indicator as to like the status of it at EVO next year. Oh man, that's a shame.
But I think Sunday I did see some people playing. But yeah, I was like, most of the time I was like, every other cabinet is being used except for Windjammers. I was like, yo, what the something's wrong with this picture.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I was actually going to pick up Windjammers, but something came up and I didn't get around to it. But I'm sure you got it, right?
No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh my God.
I'm behind, man.
What's wrong with us?
I'm behind on a lot of stuff. Like I still want to get Nidhogg too. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but
yeah.
I know I got to be all over that as well. But I figured I might as well try and finish the games that I have already for once, instead of just jumping on the next thing, the new thing that's out.
All right. Well, that's actually a pretty good segue into the show. So let's start, and let's start with what we've been playing. And you're going to go first. And speaking of what you just said, I guess I just want to hear your continuing adventures, because I haven't been able to continue my adventures in this game. So go ahead.
Well, before I do that, I do want to just pay lip service to me playing Sonic Mania for the first time.
What? That should have been the game on your thing, man.
It's no, because it's like, I'm like whelmed, as you might say, about just playing Sonic Mania. I don't know. It's just not grabbing me the same way as it would you. Yeah.
Okay. So what's been your experience so far? Like, how far have you gotten?
I just here's where I left off. I left off at the Metal Sonic fight after Sky. Okay. So I forget the name of the zone.
After Stardust Speedway.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, yeah, because the boss battle happens at the end of that level.
Yeah. So I was currently stuck there, and I died a couple times, and I got to the second phase, and I was just like, man, fuck this. This is bullshit.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the pitfalls of Sonic CD. It was different for its time. And that boss battle was annoying. That second phase that they added, though, while kind of interesting, was just kind of,
It sucks because you have this big spike wall on the left side, and then you're like Metal Sonic, you're kind of racing with him, sort of, and then, but it's so easy to get caught between the spike wall and Metal Sonic, and it's like, no, fuck this. I don't have the patience for this right now. Well,
to be fair, it's very easy to... That's like the easy part of the battle, because he goes super slow at that time. You can just allow yourself to get hit by the wall if it happens, but while he's like running, like he runs at basically the same speed as you do, so you can like slow yourself to a walk and just like hit him multiple times. Now you can get caught between and you'll get hit by the spiked wall, but the good thing is that the rings don't disappear past the spiked wall, so you can actually just like use the invincibility frames and collect like all of the rings that line up against the wall. Just keep hitting that motherfucker, and then like in no time you'll be able to beat him. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. That's the easy part. I thought the most annoying part was the little mini Sonic robot part with the bouncing ball. That's annoying.
That was bad too. Yeah,
that's really annoying.
I miraculously got past that because it's like you have to pray that you get the angle right or that you get to hit the Sonic ball at the underneath.
Yeah, you always gotta hit it like underneath, and it's just like it's a pain. It's definitely easier with Tails or with Knuckles, but
I'm with Tails, and sometimes he just kills the dude when I don't want him to, and other weird things happen. I'm like, he fucks up the angle. I'm like, God damn it, Tails, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, you gotta keep going, man. That definitely is like one of the weakest parts of the game. Like it gets so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gets really good, especially the next level. Just play the next level.
Yeah, but I have to get past that Metal Sonic bullshit and do it. And like the rest of the game, like the stuff before that hasn't been like super spectacular. It doesn't like oh my god, is like a new thing on Sonic, because it's just basically the old Sonic games, which I'm very familiar with, and I know that style of gameplay. So it's not wowing me in that way. And
okay.
And I'd rather have something like new and exciting, or something that's pushing the envelope in terms of, or just doing something new gameplay wise. But
yeah, this game definitely does not do a lot of new things, but I think the new things that it did do are stellar. Like Press Garden Zone is probably my favorite new level in the entire game.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that.
Pretty cool.
I just finished that level like today, and like up until that point, I wasn't really impressed by anything that was in the game so far. But Press Garden Zone was doing some like new stuff, especially with the Act 2 part with when you there's those sections where you can turn into an ice cube and shit. And I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of dope. And
you can actually utilize them. You can actually utilize that for platforming, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like the first time I was like, okay, I'm seeing there's some like a glimmer of hope in Sonic Mania because of this one zone. So I was like, all right, hopefully there's more of that. I don't know, but I just wanted to say that. I was like, okay, I'm not super hot on Sonic Mania right now. It's all right.
You just sound like you want more new stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully, well, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be a sequel. I'm hoping there is, but the way the game's been selling like hotcakes, I'm pretty sure there is going to be one. But I'm sure that the sequel will, like, I'm hoping that it'll be like more new stages than old this time around, like more original stages, because the original stages have been received very well, especially Press Garden Zone and Studiopolis Zone. That's been received very well, and also Titanic Monarch Zone. That's the final level. It's also a new level. You haven't gotten that far yet, but that level is like insane.
Okay,
So I just say keep going. Just beat the game and then get all the modes and do get and Knuckles mode. And
I'm gonna stop you right there. It's like I'm gonna try and beat the game. That's the only promise I'll make right now.
Well, when you beat the game, you get some modes unlocked and stuff like that. And have you been doing like the Chaos Emeralds or the Blue Sphere stages?
Whenever I come across them, I've only gotten one Chaos Emerald and like maybe 3 or 4 stamps, because I'll eventually just fuck up the Blue Sphere mode.
Yeah.
Because I just let it go fast enough and I get cocky. I'm like, oh, how hard can it be? And then I'm like, oh, yep. I'm going to turn right into this red sphere or turn into a ping pong thing and bounce me back. It's just, oh, fuck.
Yo, those 60 frames. I told you, it will mess you up.
It's not that bad. It's when it gets like at the final speed.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, I don't have full control anymore. Everything up to that is fine.
Luckily, the speed caps out after a certain point. I think it's like 5 phases or 6 phases.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that when it gets like that fast, I'm like, shit.
Oh man, I literally did, when I was playing today, I did one of those, and I was at the final at the speed cap, and I was I had the perfect already. I got all the coins and everything, and I just had to get like the final batch of the blue spheres, and then I found them, and then I turned. It was one of those ones where it's like it's just the border, and then like I think the inner border is like just one of those bouncy back balls or whatever.
Oh, the bumpers. Yeah, you have to jump, dude. You have to jump.
So I had to. Well, it wasn't. I didn't have to jump. But I hit it like in the middle when I didn't want to, and I just turned at the last second. I'm like, okay, now I'm on the line, and then I just, thankfully, I was able to like retrace the corner, and then I panicked because I saw a red sphere at the very end. And I'm like, oh no, and I didn't know how many more blue spheres I needed, and I forgot to jump. But then I got it anyway because it was the last one. So
lucky you. Well, shit.
Yeah.
Shit, man. You gotta get to some of those later blue sphere stages. I'm like, some of them I'm like, fuck you. Like, it's so bad. Like, there's one blue sphere level where, well, I'm sure you probably encountered it, where you know how you have the yellow spheres, the ones that bounce you across like a far distance. Yo, there's one of those that it's like you have to either tackle this part in the beginning or the end. So there's basically like 4 spheres, like a square pattern of spheres in the middle of like a bunch of red spheres. The problem is on the outside in the center of those bunch of red spheres are 2 yellow spheres. So you basically have to like use one, bounce, you'll hit one blue sphere, and then you'll immediately bounce to the other side. And then you basically have to memorize like where you hit the yellow sphere, because if you use the same sphere, you'll fuck up because you'll run right into a red sphere. And it's basically does it in an X pattern. It's not like as simple as just, like, because if you try to retrace your steps all the way back to the yellow sphere, it's super long. And then the speed phases will start kicking in, and it's just like, all right.
Yep.
So you got to just basically memorize. The fast track is to bounce, just keep bouncing across. But you still got to remember like which spheres you hit. It's a pain in the ass. And then after that, you got like 44 spheres to collect. That's like the hard part. And then you gotta keep going with those 44 spheres. It's crazy.
That's about where I tap out. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Man. You're missing all the fun.
Sure.
You're missing all the fun.
If that's what you want to call it.
There's one sphere level also, and last thing I'll say, one sphere level also that's like, it's basically, I think it's like something like, I think 50 or 52 spheres, or maybe 40 something spheres, right? And all it is basically there are 2 spheres on either side of a bumper, and it's all one lane. So the entire level is all one lane. So basically you can't fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, it's precision based. You have to like hit every single sphere or else you die because there's nowhere else to go. You can't turn around. You can't turn around because of the way everything's laid out. So if you miss one, sorry. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But I just wanted to share because I know you're, Sonic Mania super fan.
Yeah, man. It's doing all the right things for me.
Yeah. So. Press Garden Zone for me is where it's at right now. That's been the highlight for me so far.
Aesthetically too, it's really, really awesome looking stage.
Yeah.
Like beautiful stage, really nice colors and the leaves, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice stuff.
Yeah. Well, the first part it felt a lot like that was it Marble Zone? Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
It was like very similar to that, and then like in Zone 2, it kind of shifts. It's like snowy and like pink cherry blossom sort of thing going on. So that was like a nice touch. I like that.
Yeah, and I like that. In that game, that basically like all the Act 2s are like remixes of the first act.
Yeah,
in like very different ways. Like Chemical Plant Zone with the whole like changing the structure of the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, make it like different kind of like bouncy, like make the water bouncy or still or platform. It's like, it's cool. Yeah, man. Well, good on you, man. That's good. I'm glad you were able to try.
Yeah.
And I say, just keep going. Just beat the game.
I'll try.
Just beat the game.
I'll try.
And you got to beat the game with the other 2 characters. Well, who are you using? Sonic and Tails, you said?
Yeah, Sonic and Tails.
Okay. Yeah, Tails. I think Tails is the best, Joe. Tails is OP. He can go anywhere.
That's an opinion I can't do anything with. No, I would not say that Tails is OP or best or in anything. I'm sorry. Just because he can fly,
awesome. He goes anywhere.
No, not anywhere. He can't go through the knuckle walls or whatever.
Well, true, but he can also assist and carry, and he can also hit enemies with his tails when he's flying around, and he can swim. That's something.
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, Tails is the different kind of player, though. If you really want to, like, explore, that's the dude you go with.
Yeah. But I want to go fast.
Yeah, so then Sonic's your guy, because Knuckles does not go fast.
Nope. But, yeah, that's me playing Sonic Mania. But I did finish the game, as I kind of alluded to earlier. I finished Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Oh, snap. Okay, I'm eager to hear this, because I have not been able to continue it at all.
So you pretty much left off where you were talking about it last week?
Well, I passed that area, and I've gotten to like I got to like another area outside of that. So besides that, yeah, I literally haven't gone past the area beyond that whole area. But I did get all of the tokens, and I got the bracelet. So yeah.
Speaking of which, I went through all the trouble of getting all those tokens. And then, I don't know, I guess I wasn't paying attention to the map that closely because, there's like two big icons. One is where you cash in those tokens and the other is where you're supposed to go for the story. And I went to the thing to progress the story and I didn't realize it. And I was like, oh wait, they closed the door behind me. Oh shit. Oh no.
God.
Oh no!
What? Why? How? Weren't you paying attention? What happened?
I thought I was in the place. I thought I was in the right place.
Oh,
I just
damn, dude. I'm sorry.
It's like, oh no, I can't go back. And then it already auto saved, and there's only one save. And I was like, fuck. And then I'm trying to do like chapter select or whatever, but no, it usually just start at the beginning of that chapter, and you got to get all that shit anyway. I was like, no, you fucking jerk offs, you. Oh man. So yeah,
that sucks. I'm sorry, dude.
I didn't get that thing.
I'll say that it's okay. The bracelet's not like all that great, but it's helpful. It's helpful. Like it kind of like gives you a sort of clearer image as to like where hidden stuff is, but like it doesn't like lead you right to it. You still got to do some exploration.
Okay,
but yeah, I wouldn't say it's worth it, honestly. So.
But still, I did all that work.
It's good to have.
I should have gotten that trophy at least. Come on.
Yeah. Woo. Somebody's gonna have to start over if you want that trophy.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know how to. I thought getting the tokens was fun though.
Yeah.
Like it was like each one was like very different in the approach. So yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of like wrote or signpost them pretty well. Like you have like that little statue that when you're in the area like of one, and then that kind of like is the starting point. Like, okay, now where do I go to find this one? And yeah, there's some kind of clever ones as well. But
yeah, I like the one where you swing on the ropes like that. When I was just like, because I had no idea. I'm like, what? How are you supposed to? Because I know I'm supposed to go up here, but I can't get up there. It's the mudslide or whatever, and then I look up further, and I'm like, there's a rope thing there, and then I'm like, all right, so I start looking around. I try to like reach it, and then I go back, and I'm like, oh, there's another one, and then I keep going. I'm like, there's another one, and another one, and I'm like, oh, okay,
I see now.
So yeah, I'm gonna be Tarzan for a second.
Yeah, but you know what? I fucking really like The Lost Legacy. I think if it weren't for Uncharted 4, it'd probably be my favorite Uncharted game. It's really good. Yeah.
Oh.
I think the thing that separates it, I think, from the other Uncharted games is that it's smaller. It's more focused and it's paced better. Like it feels like it has like that standard like 3-act structure of like a movie or whatever. And because it's only like 8 hours long, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It kind of gets to the point and keeps moving and doesn't have like this extra padding. It feels like there might be in the other games, which are like, 28 plus hours of game.
Yeah.
But it has like everything that you would like in an Uncharted game. It's got like, we spoke a lot about like the combat and stuff like that. That's all there. It's pretty much the same as the Uncharted 4 stuff. But there's also the crazy like set piece stuff. Like you have the big like open areas or the big like treasure vault room kind of thing that's going on, and everything's like just looks immaculate the way it's rendered. You have the crazy escape sequences and shit is crumbling all around you as you're trying to fight dudes at the same time. Is like things are going off the wall and it's crazy. But and I think they might have outdone themselves. They might have done a better train sequence than in Uncharted 2 in this one.
Oh, that was it. Okay. Because I had heard that they said that they were saying before this game came out, they were saying like that, with no spoilers, but I was like, it's got to be the train. But like they said that they basically were able to recreate one of the Uncharted game's best sequences.
Oh, okay.
And do it in an even better way. And I'm like, which one though? And I'm like, it's got to be the train. The train is like the most memorable to me.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so cool. I'm looking forward to that.
They throw like everything that they could think of, like every trick that they've done in every Uncharted game is kind of in that one sequence. It's nuts. But yeah, nice. It was so good. Like the bad guy too. He's such like a fucking dickhead that you want to see him go down. He's I can't think of a better villain in Uncharted so far than Azav.
Yeah, well, the other villains haven't been very.
Yeah,
they haven't been very good. Yeah.
I love Nadine. She's like, she's more of a pragmatist than anyone else in the Uncharted series. And then seeing her kind of, especially when her emotions get the best of her, and seeing, usually she's calm and reserved and in control. But when she loses it, it's like, oh shit, I either have to get out of the way or just like try my best to keep up with her because like shit is going down.
It's like a wrecking ball.
It's like, I love those moments in the game. It's like, oh shit, all right, this is happening. Let's go.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a fucking cool. The character interaction between Chloe and Nadine. Also, there's actually a surprise cameo from one of the Uncharted pals later on in the game, which I did kind of enjoy. It was like, at first I was like, why are we even doing this? But then it felt like it was in service to the main relationship between Chloe and Nadine. It wasn't like, a third, well, I guess it was a sort of third wheel type of deal, but it served a purpose, I think, in the story. So I was all for it.
Okay, cool.
Trying to think what else is it. Actually, you know what? There was one other like thought I had because I think not too long after, I guess the part that you're at, once you've finished that open area, and actually that's the only time you see that open area or anything like it. It's just like one chapter of the game, and then the rest of it is a normal like Uncharted romp. It's the same like linear sort of Uncharted experience that you're used to. You're climbing stuff, shit breaks when you climb on it, and you have to like work your way around it. It's very much that. But there was one combat sequence, or like stealth/combat sequence, where they do a cool thing. They sort of, and I'm going to talk about it like in vague terms a little bit, but it felt, when I was playing it felt like I was being stalked by like a monster or a shark or something. There's like, there's an enemy that's not quite like the others, and it takes a lot more work to take that enemy down, but you also have the regular enemies around in that area. So you're trying to sneak around and then take those guys out and do that sort of thing. But it also kind of reminded me in a weird way of the of Arkham Knight. You remember that stealth sequence with the when you were in the Batmobile and you had that big tank that had that like little sonar or whatever, and you had to like sneak around him.
Right, you had to like sneak around it. Yeah,
it felt very much like that. And then they did that in Uncharted, and they did it actually a couple of times in Lost Legacy, and it was cool. It was a different vibe than I've ever had in those games, because usually it's just like, especially in like Uncharted 4 and this one, you're just, most of the time at least, I'm sneaking around and trying to break fools' necks.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that as much as possible as well.
Yeah, because the shooting is just
the combat
bad.
Yeah, once the combat comes, man, it's just like explosive, and it's just like, God damn it. You got to try to like hide and run and jump and swing, and it's just like, all right, it's too much. I just want to be able to just do this quietly, and move on to the next thing. So I understand.
Quiet and calm. That's the way to be. But
yeah, I'm more of a Nadine in that case.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's really cool. There was another nice little sequence that I was surprised by. Again, very vague terms, but you inadvertently kind of unite a family that got separated, like separate from like what you're doing. And I was like, oh shit, that was such a cool, like nice little moment. And it's just kind of a brief thing. It's over in like 5 minutes, but I was like, all right, I like this. This is very good.
Okay.
And unexpected. But yeah, again, I really love the Lost Legacy, the way they treat the characters, the way, and it's kind of like a side story. It's not a lot at stake, but especially towards the end, it kind of elevates a little bit more because, bigger stakes are kind of introduced, and it's like, what are these characters going to do and how they react to that? And I very much loved The Lost Legacy. It was really good.
Cool.
And yeah, at first I wasn't like really hot on it, but I was glad to see this through. Once it got going again, and I guess kind of became a more by the book Uncharted game, I was like, okay, now I was like, I found it. This is what this game's about, and it's like very, very welcome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, so how would you rate the Uncharted games? At least the ones that you've played, because did you play Golden Abyss?
No, that's I think the only one I have not played.
Okay. So how would you rank the ones that you've played?
Well, I will say I haven't played the first 3 in quite some time, so they're maybe not as fresh in my memory, but right now I would probably say Uncharted 4 is top of the list for me, just because I like a lot of what it did story-wise. It was kind of like the most grown-up Uncharted game. And then behind that I would put Lost Legacy. And then probably after that, Uncharted 2, and I think it's a toss-up between Uncharted 1 and 3 for last place.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy is fucking dope.
Nice. Well, I mean, I would say if you are still looking for an Uncharted fix, I would try the Golden Abyss out, because it's actually a legit Uncharted game itself. Like the touch controls be damned. Like they shove that in your face because that's when the Vita first came out, and it was like, oh, I could do touch controls, and so. But it is actually like a full on Uncharted game. It's different. It's different, and it's kind of different in its story. But the things you can do a lot. You can do Uncharted stuff in it. So you should probably give it a shot if you really like need your fix. Like go for it. But and it's not a bad game, I'd say. But it's definitely not one of the strongest in the series. I would say.
Okay.
I would say it's better than the first game, honestly. But yeah, it doesn't go much farther than that. Like the other games are just like stellar, and whereas this one is like, well,
it's all right.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I definitely would say it's stronger than the first one, though. But yeah, cool, man.
Yeah,
cool. Well, I didn't expect. I was kind of like I've been kind of whelmed by the Lost Legacy myself. Like I'm just like, all right, come on, when are we gonna get to like the good stuff? Like I want to see like the action sequences and like what's going on. And I know it's like a lot of story and setup going on here. But you just saying like it's just an 8-hour game. I thought it was like a longer game. So I'm like, oh, okay.
No.
And then you're saying that they did the train sequence again, and I'm like, what? Oh, I gotta see this for myself because I love that part of the game.
You're like right on the cusp of all the action. You're almost there. You just had to push a little bit harder, and then you'll find what you're looking for.
Okay. Yeah, because basically I'm right on top of the tusk, like right on top of it. So as soon as I get it, or supposedly I'm right on top of it, but as soon as I get it, like I know things are gonna pop off. But I was just hoping that the pacing was better by that time. But okay. All right. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to play that game.
Yep.
Like soonish. And get that out of the way. Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, it was a very pleasant surprise for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. Give it another fair shake. But well, as far as what I've been playing, so I've been playing a game called Killing Floor Incursion.
Okay.
And I know this game is not new, but I've been playing the game with the Oculus Rift.
Okay.
And yo, Alex. First of all, shout out to my friend who actually like has all that shit set up, and his house is dope. But Micah, I know you're listening. Like, yo, you're that dude, man. Damn, you got all that stuff. But yeah, so he has the Oculus, and he let me try out Killing Floor. Yo, Alex, I have to say, I think Killing Floor is like my first legit VR experience in anything.
Okay.
Like I felt like this was like a legit VR game. Like, you know, it obviously had some like beginning issues as far as like, you know, VR is not quite there yet for me still, but this is as close as it's going to get for me. I'm like, whoa. I was like, this is awesome in every way. And the Oculus just makes it like that much better. And I'm like, this is amazing. But Killing Floor Incursion is just a zombie game where you play a guy that's a part of this team, and you just shoot and stab and slice and hit zombies. That's it. Like that's it. Okay. That's the whole point of the game. And yo, the coolest thing, I guess this is more like a review of the Oculus Rift, but like the coolest thing is like, yo, they're fucking like, I was standing up and I was like doing all the things like shooting with the controllers, and like it felt like I was really there, dude. Like there was like the weirdest thing is like after I was finished, like when I took the headset off, I felt like I was in a different world. Like I was just like, I could kind of almost understand why people get stuck. Like people want to just stay in the virtual world. Because it seemed like that much more real to me. I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Okay. But yeah, the VR aspects of the game is like super smooth, and while there were some things that I had to get used to, like you can't like walk around, because I think that created like a lot of the motion sickness in people. Yeah. So you're teleporting around a lot. Basically. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You just like, you're basically teleporting everywhere. And, you know, even when you turn, you know, even when you're turning, you just basically have to just like teleport everywhere, which is fine. And, Micah had to put a chair behind me just so like I knew like where I needed to stand. So like the backs of my legs were like pressed against this chair because I needed to be able to like understand like my scope. Yeah. Just to orient yourself when you can't see. Yeah, and it's like if I actually like turned my body, that that I needed to be like, all right, I need to get back to the chair. So it's a good idea. Lest you punch a hole in the fucking wall. Yeah, dude. Dude, like the things that you do, like the things that you're able to do is like, it's incredible. Like just like a quick rundown of the things you can do. So basically you can have like swords at your back, and you actually have to like reach behind you with the controllers, and and like everything you have to actually grab, like you have to actually like grab onto with your hands, like with the controller in your hands. And it's like, oh, so you can't just like walk over a gun or a sword or a knife and it just magically is in your hand. Now you have to actually like bend down and pick it up, or you have to like actually like take a gun out of your holster on your side, or take a knife from your back. And it's like, oh shit, this is pretty fucking cool. And yeah, I gotta say the graphics are like pretty dope. Like definitely as far as the display on the Oculus Rift itself, it's really nice. Okay. And I saw the difference between how it's displayed on the TV versus how it's displayed on the Oculus Rift itself. And it's like, oh, okay, the Oculus Rift definitely has better fidelity. And yeah, man, I was just like, after like orienting myself and getting used to the controls, I was just like grabbing guns. I was like, you could, in that game too, you can like two pistol, you can have a knife in one hand, a pistol in the other hand. You can have two knives. You can just like, you can pistol whip people if you want. You can fucking just like bare knuckle it if you want. It's like, it's so cool. It's like, I felt like really like it was really cool, man. Like I felt like when I was two pistoling out, I felt like I was in like an action movie, dude. It was crazy. Cause I was doing like all of like the crazy like shooting mechanics, like, you know, just shooting like to the sides and shooting like crossing my arms, and it's just like it was working. It was all working so well. Oh god. But the only thing I will say that kind of takes you out of it is like, say if there's like a wave of zombies attacking you from behind, it takes forever for you to turn around. Okay. Like I'm not sure if there's like a quick turn option. Maybe there was, but like it took me forever to just like turn around. Like what I would have to do is like basically teleport and then kind of like I would have to teleport, then I would have to like teleport forward or to another area and then like turn that way because then they'd have to run up to me.
Can you not just physically turn around in place?
You can turn around in place, but again, it was just about the chair. You know, like as far as me orienting myself, because if I turned around and then I turned around again, like if I needed to teleport anywhere, that would kind of just disorient me. So it was more along the lines of like, all right, I needed to be able to just do it. The tank, it was basically tank controls. Like you had to like teleport and then you had to like turn around with the controller all the way around and then you start shooting or slicing or beating zombies up again.
Okay.
And the zombies come in waves and they also have like, I think I saw like 3 different types of like zombies per se. One of them was like a crawler, which like looks like just like a spider, like a really big spider, but not like huge. And one of them was zombies. They come in waves. And then there was another type of zombie that I think I saw. But yeah, you're basically in this facility, in this like lab. And you're going to like the lower levels of this lab. And then when you get there, you have to like discover things to open doors. And then when you do, usually when you open a door, there's a wave. And you have to just basically like kill the wave. And then there's a part that I got to that I couldn't get past where I was like on a bridge and the zombies would come at like both sides of this bridge. And it seems easy, but the waves were just a little overwhelming. So I had to, I was just like, all right, I died like 4 times. There's infinite retries. But I died like 4 times and I'm like, all right, I think I'm good. But yeah, I was feeling it though. Like just being like strapped in to like the Oculus Rift, I'm like, this is pretty cool, man. Like I get it. Like I understand now. Like why people like would stay here all day and not like go out into the real world. And it's like I get it, I understand, but yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. I liked that experience, and I'm actually really looking forward. Like now, I'm really looking forward to like what comes next.
Yeah,
you know, with VR.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of the games right now that's available for VR are those types of games where it's just basically just a shooting gallery, a wave-based shooting gallery of okay, just take everybody out and play with these cool weapons, but you're just massacring waves and waves of enemies, and that's about it. But I also feel like there was a missed opportunity. Like, did Micah have Res Infinite by any chance? You could have been coddled by the warm embrace of Res.
True. That would be a really cool experience.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I want to do in VR. If I ever get VR, like the first thing I'm going to do is I'll load up Res Infinite and load up Area X and potentially cry.
Nice. Yeah, that would be a really awesome experience. Man, like, I understand why it seems so limited to that genre, because it seems like that's one of the things where I'm saying like it's not quite there yet, because there's a lot of like things they could tackle, but at the same time, a lot of these things require like a bunch of like movement and a bunch of like just different types of things that they probably just haven't thought of yet, or it's just not possible at this time with the technology. So it's I understand why it's like just like quick fix and like flashy colors and flashy effects and stuff like that. But really, a lot of like things are like stationary. Like you just basically like move to a spot and then orient yourself in that spot and perform actions.
Yeah.
While like standing still.
That's like, I don't know if Oculus has moved beyond that. Like, because when they talk about VR, sometimes you'll hear about room scale VR, and room scale VR is like you have a space that you can move around in, so you're not 100% stationary. I don't know if Oculus. I think you can. Like, you might have to get like some extra. I forget what they're called, like beacons or some towers or whatever they're called, but like different sensors that will help with the Oculus at least to get some sort of room scale. I guess acts or features, but I mean that stuff is sort of there, and I know there are a bunch of games have messed around with different options for movement, like for turning around. I know some games they'll have like they'll have it so you can turn or like flick the analog stick in a direction, and then you'll turn like a set amount. Like you might do like 30 degree increments. It just doesn't move smoothly. It just goes like, it just kind of snaps, bam, and now you're looking in a different direction. And you
in that direction.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. You got the full experience already out there. It's available. It's called Resident Evil 7. You can just dive in and play that full game.
Nope. Nope. Hell no, dude. I was a little like, the atmosphere of the game, this game, Killing Floor, it's not exactly like happy, you know. It's not exactly like action movie, like most action movies go, where everything's in your face and you can see what's about to happen and you can react accordingly.
Yeah.
Nah, this atmosphere is a little scary. You know, like I was getting a little terrified when like I was going down in this like big elevator, and I'm like, I don't like what's about to happen, because there was a lot of like talking about like what's going on in the facility, and like there are like these people that were in the facility, and assuming that the people that were there have been turned somehow into zombies, and I'm like, I didn't know what to expect, but once the first wave struck, I was like, oh, okay, it's wave-based stuff. So, like, I can see what's coming, and they warn you, like, you'll hear them or you'll see them from far away just running at you. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's not so bad. But, yo, like, I was a little scared with just that little atmosphere. The atmosphere of Resident Evil 7, nope. No. No. I would have a heart attack. I would literally have a heart attack. Nope, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Some people say it's the best VR game currently available.
I can see why.
Yeah.
I definitely can see why, because shit. Like, I was terrified, and I'm playing like non-VR Resident Evil 7. Woo.
Oh,
scared to death. And people do it on VR. I'm like, maybe I'll try it on VR if I play the game like 7 times and I know exactly what's going to happen.
You just like, walk down this hallway.
Like, around every corner. All right, walk down this corner. All right, this dude burst through the wall. All right, I got to run here and do this. So I get it. I maybe, but I'll have to play that game like 7 or 8 times, and I don't have the heart to do that. Like, I'm too scared to play it more than once.
How was it with like personal space? Like, was there ever a point where the zombies like got super close to you where it was like uncomfortable?
Yeah, I felt there were times where I needed to like back up or like retrace my steps, like to kind of give myself room. Like, because the zombies, whenever they get like in your face, it feels like they're in your face. So it's like you need to, I mean, you could still like, you know, draw a gun or something and shoot, but it felt, I don't know, maybe it was just me, the way I reacted personally, but it felt like I needed space.
Right.
You know, in order to like reorient myself and do what I needed to do. And I also can't tell you how many times that like I would try to like pick up my gun and then like I'd let it go just on reflex with most video games. So I'd let it go and my gun would drop to the floor and the zombies would be like attacking me. I'm like, all right, hold on, guys. Just I had to like bend down and pick up the gun. It's just,
time out.
And then I drop it again. I'm like, damn it.
Quick time out, guys. I'm sorry. I screwed up again. All right, now we're good. I got it again. It's in my hand.
And the zombies looking at it, and they're like, and I'm like, just hold on, guys, 2 seconds. But it happened to me so many times where I'd like drop a knife or drop a gun, and I'd have to like pick it up, and I'm like, damn it, just got to get used to actually holding the fucking things. And but again, that was me being transported into the VR world. I was literally just pressing 2 buttons on the controllers. And I also got to say, one of the coolest things that I did in that game was I had found the shotgun. Because I had gone to a level that that my friend hadn't been to yet, or he hadn't completed yet, and I had found the shotgun, and it was so cool, just like cocking the shotgun with both hands. Like, I thought that was like pretty awesome. And you can also use the shotgun with one arm and use your gun with the other arm. And I'm like, yo, I'm using a shotgun and a regular gun, and I'm fucking blowing these motherfuckers away. It's awesome. So yeah, man, I think this game is pretty fucking cool, and Yeah, and again, this is like my first legit experience into VR, and I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
All right. Dope.
Yeah, technical things aside, I had a good time with it.
Okay.
So yeah, no Resident Evil for me though. You are nope, not happening.
One of these days, man. One of these days.
But all right. So that's it for what we've been playing, and we are going to move into headlines. A lot of stuff going on this week. I tried to capture some of the bigger news. Some of the news is just like I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this week, so we are starting to get into that season of good stuff and good announcements with games and stuff. So the first headline is near and dear to my heart. I couldn't believe it. So Alex, have you ever played No More Heroes?
Not the first one. I played the second one, and I like it a lot.
Okay. So Nintendo actually had an indie presentation, which we'll actually be talking about a little later. And the headliner of that presentation was they announced a new No More Heroes. And the game's called Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes.
Okay.
And it's coming out exclusively for the Switch. And, you know, just like the first two games, it was pretty much Nintendo only. I believe the first game got a PlayStation re-release.
Yeah.
And it had like a lot of extras too that kind of incorporated the bosses from the second game into that game. But this franchise has been primarily Nintendo only. And that's continuing here. And it turns out that Suda51 actually was giving like a lot of clues to the reveal of this game for a while now.
Huh.
And it's kind of like things that were hidden in plain sight.
Uh-huh.
From either things that were from the original games that you kind of saw, and he would like wear things that would kind of allude to another No More Heroes game coming out. And apparently there was a clue hidden. I think there was a clue hidden in one of the Hotline Miami games when they came out. But yeah, apparently like he's been saying like, yeah, this is happening, but you guys just need to pay attention. And we're gonna, he's like, I was making another No More Heroes game. And yeah, I fucking love No More Heroes. I think those games are awesome. And I think primarily the reason why I think they're so awesome is because of the bosses. The bosses are all so like eccentric and weird and just like crazy.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the third game will hold as far as that goes, because some of the most entertaining boss battles I think I've ever played, because just for the fucking like wow factor or the funny factor, it's just like these games are crazy. so yeah, man, I'm super fucking stoked. Like, what do you think, man? Are you gonna give this one a shot?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I heard some some not great things about the first one, because some parts of it sounded like they were tedious, and there was like an open world that wasn't very interesting.
The first game suffered from like first game problems. They kind of didn't know what they wanted to do with it, and so they kind of threw a little bit of everything in there. And then No More Heroes 2 was definitely a little more polished, but it did keep a lot of the original aspects of the first game.
Yeah, but now
I would say that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, one of the first things that came to my mind once I was reading about this news is that the Joy-Cons have motion controls in them. It has to be in the game. You have to, or it's. Yeah. I know they did an optional thing, I think, at least in part 2. But you do the whack off motion to charge your lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it has to be this. It has to be. The case.
It's like a staple at this point.
Yeah, you can't like eliminate that. So I think I don't know, man. I'm hoping that they incorporate that like well enough, But No More Heroes, man. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I was just like, no way. I like my heart skipped a beat when I'm like, oh my God. Like No More Heroes 3? No way. Amazing. So
I'm kind of surprised it's still Travis, though. Like, it felt like it should have gone to somebody else or something by this point.
Well, they tried to, in No More Heroes 2, they tried to basically use Shinobu as like an alternate character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they tried to push her a whole lot because she was a boss in the first game. She was super hard too. But yeah, that's the thing about the bosses in this game. They're all like fucking difficult. Like mad hard. But like I think they tried to push her, and well, I'm not gonna really say much, but there was another lightsaber user in the first game,
okay,
who was actually the final boss, and I was thinking they would use more of him in the second game, but you don't really see him at all in the second game. So yeah, I was also surprised. I'm like, hey, Travis is still doing his thing, but especially after all the shit he's been through, I thought he would like retire.
Yeah,
retire at the top, but he's still going, and you know what? I'm still happy about it though.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, I think I just wish I hope that this new game is going to be much more polished than the other two have been so far, because I love part 2, but there are some parts where it's just like, I don't know, there's like some weird platforming stuff that doesn't feel great, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's like,
yeah, that's why outside of the boss battles, the game is really, really technically flawed.
Yeah, but still, like those boss battles are fucking memorable as shit. Holy,
yeah, they make it worth it completely.
Yeah.
They make it completely worth going through the crap, going through like the crap stages, and like. And I would say that like some of the missions that they had were really fun. Like you have to like defeat this wave of enemies in like a certain amount of time, or using like only this weapon or this or whatever. So like those were fun, but yeah, the platforming was terrible, and the stages were laid out like terribly. And I think that was on purpose, at least by the time part 2 came out. But the boss battles, oh my God. So good.
Yeah.
They're all so great. I'm just like each and every single one of them. And I'm like, and even part 2 brought back some of the old bosses. And I'm like, oh shit. like Destroy Man. Destroy Man was definitely a boss in the first game. And it's so cool because in Destroy Man, you fought like 2 of him in part 2. And the reason why is because you slice him in half in the first game. And you thought he died, but it turns out that he's still alive, and his 2 halves are separate entities, and they're both like fucking attacking you at the same time, which is crazy talk because Destroy Man was super fucking difficult in the first game to begin with. So yeah, man, boss battles completely make it worth it, but I just want to see what bosses they have this time around. So cool.
Yeah.
Also so weird.
Suda's the best, man. It's been too long since he's put a game out.
Yeah, man. Just give me this game now. No. It will be coming out next year, from what they say here.
Okay.
So yeah, so awesome. So moving on into other news. So Capcom is releasing a new Puzzle Fighter game, and Capcom's trying to tap into the big market, the mobile market, and they're bringing a Puzzle Fighter to the mobile market, and they are going to include more characters from other franchises. They're using X from Mega Man, for example, Frank West, Hagar from Final Fight, Jill Resident Evil, and you'll be able to do like, you know, all the puzzling good stuff. You'll be able to do versus battles, real-time versus battles, and then, you know, you have the single player stuff and probably, you know, pay to play stuff, but
yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to do this thing, and it looks pretty interesting, and it's definitely a market that they definitely can get on board with this game, you know, with this type of game. Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
I like
you're gonna be getting Puzzle Fighter.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, but I do like the little art style that they got going on with the chibi characters with like 3D cartoon like. That's kind of cool, but. I don't know. Like on the one hand, it'll be very cool to have Puzzle Fighter on the phone, but on the other hand, I know there's going to be a whole bunch of like free to play bullshit on there I'm just curious how far they lean into that and how, I guess, in your face it is. I don't know. It kind of depends on what they do, what their strategy is with the I guess the microtransactions.
Yeah, Capcom has they've been the best as far as when it comes to like the business model as of the past few years. So I'm hoping
that's a terrible joke.
That's me being facetious. they've quite literally been the worst. Like they've been like the money hoarders, and it's just so bad. But
remember their plans to launch that like a little store or whatever, that extra currency for the Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, for Street Fighter. That whatever happened to that with Zenny?
Yeah, it's like
whatever happened to that.
We can't make it work. We'll just do it this other way. We'll just actual money. That's it. No more in between currency.
Yo, I remember when I was at Comic-Con a few years ago, or was it last year? No, it was 2015. With Comic-Con, and I went to the Capcom panel, the Street Fighter 5 Capcom panel, and they, the marketing rep there was like, yeah, we're gonna do fight money, and you can earn everything in game, colors, characters, stages, like we're gonna have everything free forever. Like you don't have, but if you want to, you can pay money, but you don't have to. Everything's going to be available for you in the game. Bullshit.
Psych.
Bullshit. They also didn't comment as to how hard it is to amass fight money to the point where they had to like invent these challenges with each patch just to keep people grinding for fight money, because they made the survival mode impossible. And once you got like fight money and certain things, you couldn't do it all over again. It's just like, God.
Yeah.
So
that reminds me, I spent $4 real on that stupid Gal costume.
Really?
Just because he combs the hat when he wins in that outfit. It's the best. It's the fucking best.
He combs the hat. What?
Gotta keep the hat fresh, man.
I couldn't even just take the hat off or something. It's just a win pose. I know it's more animation to do, but it's not that bad. It's not like a
That's how little they care. It's like it's too much work, or they just can't, afford to I guess do it right. So it's it's to be expected by now.
Yeah, but if you were into Puzzle Fighter, I was huge into Puzzle Fighter back then, but I don't know. I might pass on this one, or at least see how it does, because if it's something that's like cool to just like take on the go, then I might get into it.
Yeah,
but I'd just rather play the old ones. But all right. So in other news, well, I'm pretty sure you're super stoked right now. Like Alex, I know you're just kind of waiting.
This is
like you are.
This is a weird time right now.
It's an hour away as an hour away as we record, right?
Yes.
Something to do to pass the time.
Yeah, I'm just recording this just to kill time until midnight.
I figured. but yeah. So this news is about Destiny 2. And so apparently Destiny 2's first raid will go live at 10:00 a.m. next Wednesday.
Pacific time.
September 13th. Pacific time. Next Wednesday, September 13th. And it's just a week after the game launches. And it's just like, wow, that's really soon, isn't it? Like, isn't that right? Like, raids usually aren't announced till like maybe a month or several months.
No, they launch like almost right after the new content pack comes out. I think in the past, the expansion would have come out on a Tuesday, and then the raid would have been available like on the Friday of that week. But because this is a new game, and because everyone is starting from scratch, they're giving everybody a week. Like I had to look out myself because I thought like with Vault of Glass, the very first raid, I thought that was like a month after launch, but I think it was a similar time. I think it was like a week as well before Vault of Glass launched for Destiny 1. So yeah, it's kind of in keeping with what they've done so far. But yeah, it just gives people enough time to gear up and get to the level that they need to in order to do the raid. And then the raid will launch, and man, I'm very excited to see what that raid is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to raid when it launches, because I would like to, because I did have a very good experience running the last raid blind, not knowing what the mechanics are and just trying to figure it out with the fire team that I'm with.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do that, but I don't know. I'm not gonna like stay up long nights just to grind the gear just so I can meet the light level requirements. I'm not gonna kill myself. It's not that serious.
Yeah. No, I figure. But okay, I thought it was something that was not common, but apparently it's just common, and apparently with a new game, it's even more lead time.
Yeah, I thought myself, at least with the first one, it was like a month, but apparently it was like just a week. Okay. But especially with the other expansions, because you're already starting off like pretty well set off in terms of gear, they just give you like a couple days because it's not that hard to grind that many levels.
Okay, cool. Well, they also have a date for Destiny 2's version of Trials, and that will go live on that Friday, September 15th, also at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, so we can change after launch.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do anything weird for new Trials, Destiny 2 Trials. It's already weird because it's already 4-on-4 instead of 3v3. So I'm curious if there are any other changes to the format. Yeah, Destiny 2, all the multiplayers 4v4, every single mode.
That's weird.
It is a little.
Does that mean that you can add a fourth member to your squad? Like generally in the game?
Yeah, I mean like the raid is a 6-man event, so you can have multiple people up in your group, but you just can't do certain events with like 6 people or whatever.
I see. Well, yeah, that is kind of weird. It's a weird number.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they forgot.
No, they just wanted. I think it was just a rebalancing of like the PvP because they felt I think the 6v6 modes were a little too crazy, and they wanted to
intense,
kind of bring it down a little bit, make it more methodical. Because especially in 6v6, I liked 6v6, but I could almost just do whatever, like kill my brain. I didn't really have to think too much. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna run around and shoot somebody, and it was a little too chaotic. But I guess they don't want it to be that chaotic, so they dialed it down a little bit. But man, Destiny 2, holy shit. This is a fucking weird time because I can't talk about Destiny 2 because I don't have it yet. But by the time you hear this, like a lot of information will be out there already. So yeah, it's a fantastic time. I'm going to be up real late playing some fucking Destiny.
Man, I remember 3 years ago today, you you had played that game for the first time.
Yeah.
And it came out, I think, the same week 3 years back. It came out on the 9th, right? 9/9. I think.
I'm not 100%. That sounds right. I know it was a Tuesday, and I know it launched like in the afternoon. It wasn't like a midnight thing. Like it is.
It's also kind of weird. Is there a reason why they're launching it on a Wednesday?
That I have.
Is there like a big release today?
That I have no idea.
They didn't want to like conflict with?
Maybe, but it also could be maybe they didn't want to deal with the weekly reset stuff because normally their weekly reset for Destiny is on Tuesdays at like 4 in the morning.
Okay. That's probably it.
So maybe they just wanted to avoid that for the first week of Destiny.
I see. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. I know you're super stoked.
Dude, you have no idea. Holy shit.
Man, I'm surprised you're here.
I know. Well, I can't do anything else, so I might as well be here talking to you because I can't play Destiny right now.
Oh, God. Yeah, true. Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well, all right, man. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck next week, too, with the raid and with Trials as well.
Yeah.
But, all right, so moving along into other news for the collectors out there. Capcom, and more Capcom news, Capcom is re-releasing Street Fighter 2 on an SNES cartridge that will actually work with the SNES. So they're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the game. They are manufacturing 5,500 copies of a limited edition cartridge version of Street Fighter 2. And it'll come in a new box with a new design, and it will come in 2 colors. The 2 colors are red. They're going to be 4,500. About 4,500 will be printed in red to match Ryu's headband color, and the other 1,000 copies will be printed in translucent glow-in-the-dark green, like Blanca's color. So the thing is, they said that the colors will be distributed randomly, so you don't get to choose which one you want. So I mean, just probability, you probably get red more than the green ones, but the green ones will be more rare. And so the cartridges are going for $100 each, and pre-orders are being taken now. I'm thinking by this time pre-orders might be gone. So
as we're recording, they're already sold out. So yeah,
but the cartridges are going to be coming out sometime in late November of this year. So yeah, they also got some pictures of the packaging and of the cartridges themselves. And yeah, I mean, for those collectors, I know you probably tried to get on top of it. I'm hoping that you got yourself a copy. What about you, Alex? Did you get on top of this? Were you interested?
I was very interested when I heard the news, and then I saw the price, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm that interested. I was like, like the novelty is very, very cool, just to have like a new Super Nintendo cartridge of Street Fighter 2. I was like, all right, I might be on board. And I've bought dumb shit from IM 8-Bit in the past. I just talked about it not too long ago. I got a cassette tape of the Res Infinite soundtrack from IM 8-Bit.
Yeah.
Because why not? It was the same price as the game on PC. I might as well just get an extra audio cassette tape for, I don't know, to put on the wall or something. I don't have a cassette player anymore, Frank.
Not a lot of people do, Alex.
But yeah, I was very interested. But yeah, the price was a little high for me. But I was kind of surprised. Usually the IM 8-Bit stuff doesn't go so fast, but I think this one went more wide to it hit the news wires and everybody's, oh man, and jumped on it. So it was kind of rare for me to see that stuff like sell out. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm glad that there's some healthy interest in this. Yeah,
and like I mentioned before, although this would probably like give all collectors a heart attack, but this cartridge will actually work with your SNES if you still have one, which probably a lot of people still do.
I have my own, but I was hearing there was a warning somewhere saying that like they had to put it out there, but it might put your Super Nintendo on fire or something like that. I don't understand.
Holy shit!
What that is about, but was put out there. I don't know if it's specific to that cartridge or it's just like in general, like maybe something with the new manufacturing. I have no idea, or just Super Nintendo's being old. I don't know, man. But that information was floating around.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. Damn. So definitely a warning. Yeah, just buy it for collectors, for the collector's sake. Don't actually play it. Don't actually play this game for more reasons than one. You know, especially the danger of like setting something on fire. That's not good.
These games need to be played, Frank. That's what they're there for.
There are versions of them that can be played. You get this one to preserve and possibly cash in on.
We're finally getting the promise of our fireballs.
No, not like this.
Not like this. That's not what we meant. No.
Not like this at all. But all right, so in other news, like I mentioned before, Nintendo held a indie showcase at PAX West. And PAX West was this past weekend, by the way.
So many events going on, man. It felt like Gamescom just passed too.
I know. Gamescom was last month. Damn. So in the indie showcase, they showed a ton of games that will be coming to the Switch next year. Mostly next year. I think some of them are slated for late this year. But like I said before, like we talked about before, the headliner was obviously the third No More Heroes game. They got some other titles in here, though, that I'm like, yo, I'm super interested. I'm not going to go through all the titles, but there are some games here that are definitely worth checking out. I want to check out Super Meat Boy Forever on the Switch, and I also want to check out the new Shovel Knight DLC, King of Cards with King Knight.
So you're going to buy yet another version of Shovel Knight?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Because I'm pretty sure the new campaign, you get it with whatever version if you have the Treasure Trove edition. So You will have it.
No. I will get the free one.
Yeah.
I will get the free download. But yeah, they have a new Shovel Knight DLC. I'm like, yo, this is dope.
I think one of the big things for me is that they're finally finishing Kentucky Route Zero. I was like, this game has been in the making. It was like one of those episodic adventure games that started like at least 6 years ago or something like that. And yeah, they're finally going to finish it. And now it's coming to the Switch. And probably my favorite like qualifier or subtitle for the game, because it's coming from PC to the Switch, is the TV edition.
Oh,
that's my.
That's
I've
cool.
never seen that before. I am a fan of calling a game TV edition because it's going on your TV potentially.
Well, I have to say that this lineup looks pretty impressive, and as far as indie games go, and I think like it's looking good for the Switch, man. Like this, like if this is any indication, and with a lot of like games being ported over, like it's looking good for the Switch, man. At least for the next year, and I'm hoping that this continues.
It's finally happening. What I kind of hoped would happen was that the Switch would become the new like indie platform.
3DS, or I would say it's becoming the new 3DS. Honestly, like I hate to say it, but I think the 3DS is definitely on its way out.
I think it's more the new Vita because the Vita has been like the place where indie developers put their games for portable access, and now the Switch is kind of going or encroaching on that space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. But this is looking good. Like I'm interested in quite a few of these actually. But
I saw that they were kind of not exactly censored, but they did make a change to Super Meat Boy, where when they introduced Dr. Fetus in the beginning, in the normal game he gives the middle finger, but in the Switch version he just like throws his fist up in the air.
Censorship.
But he's still called Professor Fetus, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean it's all right. It's all right, guys. Like you can have
fine.
Those types of things in your games. You have No More Heroes coming to the Switch. You have No More Heroes on Nintendo systems for the past few
No More
years.
Heroes been on the Wii.
Like 10 years. Yeah. It's like 10 years the game's been a thing. So
shit.
Like, No More Heroes has like crazy content. So.
I remembered like one of the first things I saw of No More Heroes was it being reviewed on X-Play, and now I missed that show.
Oh wow. X-Play, damn, you brought it back.
God damn.
Shit.
Oh god.
You brought it back.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
But yeah, it's looking really good. It's looking really good for the Switch, and I'm hoping that this just continues to do its thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So last bit of news. I promise this is the end. The last bit of news. There's just so much stuff happening. I don't think we even covered all of it, man. But like the last bit of news is that PUBG breaks 10 million copies sold. And basically that's 2 million copies in the last 2 weeks.
That is bananas.
That is absolutely bananas. And the game launched in early access on March 23rd, and as of right now, as of late last month, the game sold 8 million copies, and then in the past 2 weeks it sold another 2. So they show a chart of like how much of an uptick in sales that it had, and it's like crazy. And they compared it to Minecraft. They have a Minecraft bar and a PUBG bar, and PUBG's bar is almost going straight up.
A vertical line.
Whereas Minecraft looks a little more normal.
It's like a little slope, slightly parabolic, slowly getting up there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Shit. It's like no game has done that. Like no game
like that. Not this fast. It's insane how fast this thing is selling and how quickly it kind of took like everybody by storm. Everybody's playing fucking PUBG. Like everybody. It's crazy. And only has the one map so far. They haven't even put out the second map yet. God damn.
Imagine.
And then it's supposed to come out to Xbox, so I think next year. We're gonna get a lot more PUBG in the future for sure.
Yeah, Yeah, they've there's like the developer has been making news, has been making waves in the news too. It's like they got an interview in GQ, and they already signed a deal to bring exclusive content to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they also had an invitational tournament, and that had over 5 million viewers in China and 100,000 viewers on Twitch.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, fuck. So this is going to be a thing, a big thing that's sweeping.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. That reminded me. This is kind of tangential. I'm sorry, but I saw a video of PUBG, and I think it was some Korean player, and I guess he was on a server with some Chinese folks, and for whatever reason, the Chinese guys, they were on a team, but they were all wearing red shirts. So the Korean player got an idea. He's like, I'm gonna go find a red shirt and pretend like I'm one of them, and it fucking worked.
What?
It fucking worked. I was like, holy shit.
Was he able to, I mean, wow, that worked?
Yes. He had to like scrounge out in the environment to find a red shirt. And then once he found the red shirt, he joined that group. And, he just approached peacefully, didn't say anything, and just kind of acted like he was, part of the group. And they didn't question it, really. And and then he bided his time, and then they were all in a room, and he threw a grenade in there and killed everybody. It was ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
That is amazing.
It's the best thing.
He got them all together. He's like, all right, guys, see you.
Plus, on top of that, the whole red shirt thing, man, it works on so many layers. It's great.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Yeah,
that's
PUBG,
dope.
Man, is a crazy game.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's like new Minecraft. It's like sweeping everything.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that's going to do it with headlines for this week. And you should have already been at IntercityGeeks.com following along with us. And so now we're going to go into new and upcoming releases. And Alex is going to take us through what we have to look forward to. So go ahead.
Yeah. So this week, the week of September 5th, first up we have the almighty Destiny 2 is out now. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I'm sorry, PC players, you'll have to wait another month and change for Destiny 2, but it's coming.
Whoa.
It's coming. I think that's coming out October 24th for PC, so it's going to be a little while.
Destiny 2 is coming out in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You already have it preloaded, I assume, right?
Hell yeah. I got preloaded. I got all the patches already. I'm good to go, son.
What?
Good to go.
All right. Well, go ahead, man. Do you.
Also out this week, another long-awaited sequel, Knack 2, is now available for PlayStation 4. Lego Worlds is now available for the Nintendo Switch. Got some horror game goodness for you called Don't Knock Twice, is out for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and is also PSVR compatible. A Whole New World is now out for PlayStation 4. That's whole as in a hole in the ground, not that Aladdin song.
Fantastic place. And point of view.
Yeah. Also out this week is Antiquia Lost for PlayStation 4 and Vita. The Lost Bear is now out for PlayStation VR. Gunducky Industries is available now for PlayStation 4. I'm all over this. I like this title. Licky the Lucky Lizard Lives Again is now out for the Vita. RBI Baseball 2017 is now out for the Switch. Songbringer is out for PlayStation 4. Spectrum is out for PlayStation 4. Squish and the Corrupted Crystal is out for Xbox One. Double Dragon 4 is out for the Switch.
What?
I don't know, man. Licht Spear Double Spear Edition is out for the Switch, as is Neurovoider for the Switch, and also The Bridge, again, for the Switch. We've also got some Friday stuff happening this week. First is Monster Hunter Stories is out for the 3DS on Friday. And we've got a new Switch bundle coming out on Friday. It's going to be the Splatoon 2 bundle, and it comes with the neon pink and neon green Joy-Con controllers.
Uh-oh.
You can grab that on Friday for $380 US. And since it is the beginning of another month of this week, we've got your gaming subscription games that you can get if you pay for those subscriptions. First up is PlayStation Plus for September of 2017. You get this week with your PlayStation Plus subscription, or this month, Infamous Second Son for the PlayStation 4, and Strike Vector EX also for PlayStation 4. For PS3, you get Truck Racer and Handball 2016. For the Vita, you get We Are Doomed and Hatoful Boyfriend for your pigeon-loving needs. Those Vita games are also cross-buy with the PlayStation 4. I am all over Hatoful Boyfriend.
Yeah, I remember.
Need to check that out. I need to know. I need to know. On the Xbox side this month, for games with gold for this month, September 2017, you get Forza Motorsport 5 Racing Game of the Year Edition for the Xbox One. You can get that for the whole month of September 1st to the 30th. And then also Oxenfree for the Xbox One. You can grab that from September 16th through October 15th. And the last two games for games with gold this month are Hydro Thunder Hurricane, both for Xbox One and 360. You can grab that between September 1st through the 15th. And then finally, Battlefield 3, also for both Xbox One and 360, from September 16th through the 30th. And that will do it for all the new games and things happening this week. It doesn't matter. That whole list doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is Destiny 2, because goddamn, it's on. Like,
well, I wouldn't say none of those matter. I mean, come on. There are some games there that matter, but I understand your excitement.
Name one. Name one, Frank.
Hatoful Boyfriend.
Okay. That's not new, though.
4.
That's
old.
Not
new, but Double Dragon 4?
I don't know, man. Not as important as Destiny 2.
I know I understand your excitement, man. It's great to be excited about things. I get it. Mm-hmm. I can relate. That's cool, man. So you're just counting down. It's 29 minutes now, apparently. Yeah, 29 minutes.
Yep.
Apparently. So yeah, man, you do you. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you're gonna get any sleep tonight.
I don't know. Yeah, I doubt it.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, just turn that shit up and just get sucked in. You already have your peeps playing with you too.
I have at least one person that's going to be online for a little bit. And then I have a whole, I joined some Discord stuff, so maybe I'll have people to play with. But I kind of like to do the story stuff, at least the first time through by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, I want to be alone with Destiny, spend some quality time with it before I introduce other people in the mix.
Oh, yeah, man. Just get excited, get hyped. That's cool, man. That's cool. I'm happy for you. This finally happened.
Thank you. It
After
is.
all the expansions and the expansions and the runarounds and the money grabs, and Destiny 2 is finally here. So now just looking forward to
it's crazy.
The 7 expansions and the 7 expansions for this one, and then Destiny 3 hopefully will be on the horizon.
Yes.
See how this does.
Don't worry, you'll hear all about it.
I'm sure.
Don't you worry.
The first game, you literally talked about it for 6 weeks straight.
I wasn't even counting. I don't know.
Damn.
I can't double check. I want to cross-reference that. I don't know if your numbers are right, but
no, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I mean, I think there were other games that you talked about, but you specifically made a Destiny corner where you talked about it every single week for 6 weeks, and I'm like,
shit was popping off, man. There was things to talk about.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
I get it, man. I get it. It's okay. I'm not hating. Just calm down. 27 minutes now. So that's it. We're done with this episode. Alex is already gone. So before we officially go, we would like you to visit InnerCityGeeks.com, which is where we're located, where we have a bunch of stuff sometimes regarding everything geek. You can view some of our older episodes or on our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it's called Good Games. Just look under Good Games Podcast and you'll find it, and you'll see our logo. And then subscribe or watch those videos, but they're really just audio.
Yeah, and if you're crazy, leave a comment or something. Like who would do such a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, or even like the videos themselves. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we have a YouTube channel, Good Games, and you can listen to us on there as well as just another place. And you can also listen to us on iTunes, where you can leave us a review. It's the best thing that you can do for us. Let us know what you think of the show, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. Just let us know how we're doing. You can listen to us where basically all podcasts are available to be listened to. And I also want to encourage everyone to go to innercitygeeks.com and click on that Amazon banner on the right-hand side of the page. When you click that banner, it will take you to Amazon, and I'm sure there's things you want to buy there. So when you do buy that stuff on Amazon through that Inner City Geeks link, whatever it is that you buy, a little bit of that will come back towards us so we can provide more show and more content just for you. You can reach us on all of the social media outlets, mainly Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Inner City Geeks. The Twitter for this show is at Good Game Podcast, and you can also email us at goodgamespodcast@gmail.com. And that is gonna about do it for this one. So we're gonna say goodbye, and Alex is going to just wait for Destiny for the next 20 minutes or so. And in leaving, as always, we say good games, everybody.
Good games.